because I didn't see no need that they had to do him like they did do him. Till the day they lay this world, that they will remember him.
Mrs. Cheney, how were you told that your son's body had been found?
Mr. Whiting from the White House called me around about 5-something yesterday afternoon.
How did you feel then? Had you nursed any hope that he was still alive?
Yes, I was hoping all along until he called me. I don't know what happened, you know.
For black motorists, if there is one thing that has withstood the test of time, it's the dangers of driving while black.
There is a continuity in history. And when you look at this through a contemporary lens, you know, African Americans still have to be on guard when we travel across the United States.
USA, see your Chevrolet. Start the 60s right.
During the height of segregation in this country, blacks who could afford to purchase an automobile did so for various reasons.
They took away that humiliation of having to sit in the back of the bus or get on those filthy Negro railroad cars.
Owning a car not only reflected a sense of pride, but it represented freedom.
But that freedom and new mobility came with the dangers of driving on the highways and byways in a country that left black motorists driving with a heightened sense of awareness. But ironically, there were whites actually in favor of blacks driving. That is, as long as they were willing to do so while occupying a servicing job.
You could be a truck driver, a chauffeur. Some men would keep a chauffeur's cap on the seat next to them so that if they were stopped by the police, they'd put on that chauffeur's cap and pretend that they were the chauffeur for a white man instead of being the owner of the car.
There are a lot of confused notions about the Negro customer.
But the American dream of car ownership called for desperate measures that early black travelers became accustomed. Like
taking an old ice cream bucket and using that as a makeshift bathroom because they were afraid to stop at public accommodations.
But change was on the way. In 1936, a postal worker from Harlem, New York, Victor Green, decided to start taking notes where black travelers were welcome. That publication soon became known as the Negro Motorist Green Book.
The Bible of black travel. You know, in essence, it was like the Yellow Book. Hair salons and barbershops, motels, restaurants, pretty much any black business wanted to advertise.
For service that is tops and gas that's extra fine, there's a smile for every mile at the Esso sign.
Esso allowed black people to use their bathrooms. And that was the reason black people always bought Esso gas. Green Book lasted because they had the support of Standard Oil.
Even professional sports teams looking for a safe haven for select team members also found good use of the Green Book.
They tried to make sure that they would go to places where they knew they were going to be welcomed. And over time, they developed a circuit of people, black and white, that would help support them.
But some boarding stops even caught ball players by surprise. Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins recalls his early days in the minor leagues.
We got dropped off first, then the white players got taken downtown. And around the front, you could see it was a funeral parlor, basically where the bodies are in the basement. The second floor is where the caskets are. And on the upper level is the bedrooms. And they have 3 or 4 bedrooms. And that's where we stayed.
Oh, and if that wasn't shocking enough, there was the time
in Tampa, Florida, we stayed in a brothel. And all these girls are just standing on the block. And, you know, you say to, and right away, you're intelligent to know these young ladies are the ladies of the night or the street. So hey, just go to your room. You know, hey, I wasn't making any money to buy anything anyhow, so I just went to my room.
Fittingly, landing in a safe space at the end of a travel day was advisable. At any cost, black travelers avoided sundown towns, nicknamed not because of their majestic sunsets.
You could go through the town during the day You could be a chauffeur or a cook or a maid in the town, but by 6 o'clock, when sundown was coming, you better be out of that town, or you could be subject to violence.
The Green Book does shine a national spotlight on the hardships that African American travelers had to overcome, and rightfully so, should be remembered as
the story of Black resilience and activism and entrepreneurship.
I think the legacy of the Green Book, Victor Green says he hopes that one day his book won't be needed, and then it will be successful. The Green Book is no longer needed. Or is it?
A Cincinnati police officer has been indicted for the murder of an unarmed black man at a traffic stop.
Dash cam video showing the father of four with his arms up right there, walking back toward his broken down SUV just moments before he was shot and killed.
A deadly shooting in Minnesota overnight involving a police officer, sparking outrage across the country.
Another fatal police shooting, a traffic stop turned deadly, caught on tape, igniting anger and concern about police use of force.
Do we need a modern day Green Book?
in Dallas. I'm Arnold Payne.